Good evening, everyone. I am Tremaine Wills from Mind Over Money, and it's 9 o'clock, and we are live in our Facebook group. For those of you who are not already in our group, it's the Get Your Money Right 21-day challenge. If you're watching this, somebody shared it with you. Feel free to join our group. The first 21 days of every month, I post something related to money. This month, we're talking about investments. And if you want to know more about it, feel free to check out my website, www.themindovermoney.com. But yeah, so tonight I was gonna talk about like the dividend reinvestment program, but I felt like we needed to address something different before I started like bombarding you with all this investment terminology. And I really feel like we need to do like some mindset stuff and really talk about what space we're in to kind of put us in a place where we're ready to really figure out what we need to do about our finances. And so I guess it's the teacher in me that wants to make sure we're ready to receive all the information that I plan to dump on you over these next few months. But so let's just talk about like what type of space you're in right now, and if you're happy with your finances, if you're not exactly thrilled with where you are, but you're in a place where you don't feel overwhelmed, or if you're just like completely overwhelmed with what's going on, think about like where you are and how that affects what goals you have set for yourself, right? And so if like you need some help navigating that, feel free to book an appointment. There's a link for you to do that in the group. It's completely free. But now that you're thinking about what space you're in, let's talk about your why. Like, why do you want to achieve what you want to achieve with your finances, right? Why do you want to get your money together? Why is it important that you start saving for retirement now? Like, what big goals are you saving for? And so when you think about all of these things, it helps you to really push yourself toward achieving that goal when there's a bigger purpose. There's something about knowing the why behind what we do that motivates us to keep going when things get hard. And so that's what I want us to think about today. Instead of like mulling over like these different intricacies of investments, really think about why getting your money together is important to you. Are there people in your family who are relying on you to provide? Is there something in your background that maybe you didn't have a wealthy upbringing, but you want to provide something different for your future? Or maybe you do come from wealth and you want to maintain that lifestyle. Whatever it is that is going to motivate you and drive you to achieving your goals, think about like whatever that is and like surround yourself with that energy. And so like, what does any of that mean? And so like when I'm planning my goals, it's a lot of times, sometimes things get in the way, right? Your car breaks down and it throws you off track. And for a split second, you're like, man, like, is this even worth it? And then you have to think back to like, well, what am I trying to achieve? And like having that why really helps push you when stuff gets hard. And so now that you're in that space, when you're watching this, go ahead and write down whatever that why is. So like for me, why I want to get my finances together is that I want to build a future for my family that money isn't an object. And if there's something we want to do, we don't have to worry about, well, we don't have the money for it, right? And really help close that wealth gap. And it's so like amazing for me to watch and see like that gap open wider and wider because people don't have the resources that they need. And so that's a lot of why I do what I do, is really help putting that information out. And so I can't help people do it if I'm not actually doing it myself. So that's part of the why for me. And so yeah, write that down. And after you've written it down, like really internalize what that means to you. And then go back and take a look at whatever your goals are and see if that helps you better understand why you're doing what you're doing. So I just want to drop that little nugget today. We're going to get back into content next week, but I really wanted to take a moment to step back and really help people see like what the bigger picture is, because a lot of times we get so much information thrown at us and it kind of goes in one ear and out the other if we don't have a space to receive it. So if there's any questions that you have, or maybe there's some concepts that you'd like to see talked about, feel free to drop that information in the group, or you can send me an email. It comes straight to my phone. It's twills@themindovermoney.com. And if you haven't visited the website in a while, feel free to check it out. I got some updated stuff on there. So hopefully everybody's having a wonderful Monday night. I will see you guys next week. Bye.